Alright, so welcome back to another great video from us.
Another gear review?
Another kind of a gear review. So, interesting enough, a few months ago, Tim Watson, our buddy Tim,
T-Dubs,
did a video, kind of a quick video reviewing the MSR Trailshot water filter. And from a backpacking perspective, Tim wasn't really too wasn't sold on it from a backpacking perspective, so he wanted to kind of get another perspective on how this filter performs, maybe from like a trail running perspective, or potentially like
running or fast packing
or something like that. So he sent us this filter to check out, and we've used it a few times. We've taken it trail running a few times. We've also taken it backpacking as well. And so this review is just kind of an overview about our thoughts of the MSR Trailshot. So let's get into it. So just some basic specs on the Trailshot. So $50. $50 for the Trailshot. It weighs, yeah, go ahead, thanks. Weighs about 5.7 ounces. They claim, and when I say they, MSR claims it filters about 1 liter in 60 seconds, which in my experience is probably about right. It has a cartridge in it. They recommend replacing it every 2,000 liters, so quite a bit. It does filter against bacteria and protozoa.
Protozoans.
Yeah, it's protozoans. I got you on this one. And so $50 for it. And what's interesting too is a lot of people don't talk about this, but to replace the cartridge, that's $35. So almost the cost of the filter. So the big difference between the Sawyer system that we have, hold that up, and the MSR Trailshot is that this is a pump style filter, and it's got a a tube here that goes directly into your water source, and then it's got a pump on the front that you pump your water through. So the big advantage to the Trailshot over the Sawyer is that you can quickly pull this thing out, put it into your water source, and start pumping. Whereas the Sawyer,
I fill his bag. Yeah,
we're gonna use the scoop and fill up a dirty water bag, and kind of use like a squeeze or gravity setup. So I think from the perspective of like trail running and fast packing, this is quick.
It's really quick. And day hiking too, I think maybe.
In day hiking, it's quick. And you don't have to mess around with scooping water. You don't have to mess around with carrying another bottle or a bag to put your dirty water in. That being said, the flow rate on the Sawyer is much better.
It's better, and part of that's because you're using gravity and squeeze generally at the same time.
Yeah, the flow rate on the squeeze is better. The squeeze is simple. It's simple, and that's where the big advantage is. It's a no frills. You squeeze water through it, or you use gravity. This, you've got your hand pump, and you've got your tube going directly into your source. Then you've got to angle it. If you've seen Tim's videos, you notice he has some issues with angling it a little bit.
You gotta pump it.
You've got to pump it. And so Kevin and I, when it comes to backpacking per se, we definitely prefer the squeeze system. It's simple, it's easier to use, and I think it's less work on the individual. Now that being said, there were some times where like you're scooping water out of like a tiny puddle.
It's a pain.
It's a pain, and then where having this tube going into that puddle might be a little bit easier, but you get a better flow rate out of the squeeze, and I like the squeeze better.
Yeah, when you're backpacking, like you gotta filter liter after liter after liter of water. You don't want to do that going like this.
Yeah, we our first filters were the Canadian Hiker Pros, which was pump filter. Yeah,
still sucked.
Yeah, and so I think we've moved away from like a pump style filter, just because they get to be a pain after a while. And just to give you some perspective, so like the Sawyer setup is 4.8 ounces, so a little bit lighter than the Trailshot. But it's also a lot cheaper. You can get the Sawyer Squeeze if you look around for about 20 to 25 bucks here and there. And then we have the dirty water bags, which is about 15 bucks, which is not necessarily needed. You could also just use a random water bottle. So you're looking at about 40 bucks for the squeeze setup, for our squeeze setup, and this is 50. So it's a little bit more expensive, but not too much expensive, not too much more. And then if the squeeze goes bad, you just throw it away, 20, 25 bucks, you can have a new one. So a little bit cheaper to replace as well. Now from a trail running perspective, yeah.
I liked that.
Trailshot wins.
I like that a lot, actually. And from a running perspective.
Yeah, from a running perspective.
Not necessarily trail running. Like, I've been out running, and where I run, you know, where we both run in Columbus, it's along a river the whole time, and like in the there's like no water at all. Like there's no potable water for you to drink. So I've certainly been out running along that path, along the river, and I wanted that when it was super hot.
Yeah, and when you're running too, is trail running or running, I'm not gonna carry a dirty water bag and a scoop. And then I'm gonna have to sit there and like, you know, squeeze the water through into a water bottle. So like MSR kind of advertises this for fast packers and trail runners and mountain bikers.
That'd be good for mountain biking.
So I think it does, in my opinion.
It's got a niche.
It's got a niche that it does fill. Like it's simple, it's compact, it's all in one thing. It is easy to backwash too. But for primarily what we do,
you're not gonna get this for backpacking over the squeeze system.
Yeah, the squeeze is gonna win on the backpacking setup. But if you are someone who's more active into you know, running, mountain biking, and are looking for a water filter that's quick and simple, and when I say simple, as in like you don't have the scoop and the dirty water bag,
You just pump, you just squeeze,
you just pump. Yeah, Trailshot's, I get why it's designed for that, but I think I do not prefer it for backpacking.
No, so, you know, before we cut over and show you the flow rates on this, kind of the thesis statement is, for backpacking, you're rarely going to pick, unless you really don't like dealing with scoops and bags, you're not going to use a Trailshot over something like a squeeze, probably, but for trail running, fast packing, mountain biking, and a lot of people do that and don't backpack, you might consider something like this.
Yeah. I just watched a series on YouTube of some people that bike packed across the United States, and they use these.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Nice. So it has its place, probably not for backpacking, but given that, let's check out the flow rates between these two, and we'll see what's going on.
All right, so
there you have it.
Yeah, to sum it up, I mean, it was no big secret that the Sawyer is going to have much more flow rate. It's in my opinion designed to filter much more volumes of water.
It's got a gravitational advantage over the.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not like a super secret. Like MSR is not coming out saying like this is meant to like have a super high flow rate and do tons of volume of water. It's different purposes, but yeah, I mean, you could see that, you know, obviously volume of water, Sawyer wins. So again, I guess to sum it all up, backpacking, we're going with Sawyer every time. Maybe some more active type things. Yeah, Trailshot's got a good little niche there. But I don't know if it's a big enough niche for me to, you know, use it on a regular basis, but maybe time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So that's it. That's a quick little review on the MSR Trailshot. Let us know your thoughts and comments on it. If you have experience with it, let us know, and we will see you all in the next one.